Hey everybody, how's it going? Mike back again. Like I said, I'm trying to catch up on videos I didn't do in the past couple months. So this will be my April pickups. I might have to split it into two videos. My birthday was in March, so I got a lot of generous family and friends. I got some gift cards. So, by the time you use those gift cards and order stuff and they come in the mail, it's April. So April was a fairly decent month. Uh, I have 14 DVDs and 10 Blu-rays. So let's get started, and if we have to split it up into DVDs and Blu-rays, we will. I probably will. So this will be my April DVD pickups. Alright, we have one music pickup, and that is Neil Diamond, Live at the Greek, 1976. As I've stated before on my music, one of my music videos, I really enjoy Neil Diamond. And this is a live performance from the Greek Theater in 1976. Nothing special about the packaging. Put out by a company I've never heard of. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13 songs on here, such as popular ones like Cherry Cherry, Sweet Caroline, songs that if you're a Neil Diamond fan, you'll like. If you know what I mean, Song Sung Blue, Cracklin' Rosie, I Am, I Said, Brother Loves Travelin' Salvation Show. So I did before a video on my VHS collection of music videos, which was fairly modest. I have a huge collection of music DVDs and Blu-rays. I hope to, do that video. First the DVDs, then the Blu-rays, or vice versa, and get into more of my musical tastes. As you see behind me, there's all my CDs, and if we can go down, it goes all the way down to the floor there. So, and up top, right where my those are my CD box sets. So I'm a huge music fan as well as movies and TV. So yeah, okay. Then one animation, I got the 3-pack Season 1, Volume 1 of the Looney Tunes show. This was on the Cartoon Network a couple years ago. And I love the Looney Tunes. I love Bugs Bunny. He's my favorite character. I love, of course, Daffy and Sylvester and Tweety and Pepe Le Pew and the Tasmanian Devil and all kinds of good stuff. But this was a show they put on the Cartoon Network, and they made it more of a sitcom where Bugs and Daffy were roommates in Bugs' huge house, and the Tasmanian Devil was like their Bugs' pet. Pepe Le Pew owned a pizzeria called Pizzariba. Arriba, Granny lived across the street with Sylvester and Tweety. The old witch and that big orange thing lived on their street. Porky was a friend. Kristen Wiig played Lola, Bugs' girlfriend. Really funny. Great show. And they split season 1 into 2 parts. So this is part 1, 12 episodes on 3 discs. So you get disc 1, 2, and 3, 4 episodes on each. The standard 22-minute. And this nice little cover here. These are sold separately, but cheaper to buy in a single pack. And this is Season 1, Volume 1. Like I said, 12 episodes. There is a Volume 2, and you'll see that in May's pickups. So if you're a fan of Looney Tunes and you've never seen this, check it out. Okay, now back into more familiar horror territory. DVD. We earlier in different updates talked about Vincent Price's The Fly movies, part 1 and 2. There is a third old Fly movie that I do not currently own. In the last video I did, in March's Blu-ray pickups, I showed you that I got Jeff Goldblum in The Fly, Cronenberg's remake. And this is The Fly Part 2, Collector's Edition. I had to order this twice. I ordered it the first time under the auspices of the Collector's Edition and got a 1-disc version with no special features. But this is a great DVD set. It's 2 discs, plenty of special features. There's disc 1 and 2. Comes with a nice little insert there. Continuing on, of course, Jeff Goldblum is not in this movie. This movie stars Eric Stoltz and Daphne Zuniga. Let's see, and plenty of special features. In disc 1, there's a, and by the way, this is a rated R. Disc is from 2005, 1989 film. Disc 1, there's the commentary is by the director and film historian Bob Burns, a never-before-seen alternate ending, and a deleted scene. Disc 2, there's an in-depth documentary called The Fly Papers, The Buzz on Hollywood's Scariest Insect. And I believe that this is the only place you can get this documentary. Now, like I said, this documentary covers all 5 Fly movies, the 3 original, the original color with Vincent Price, the Fly 2 in black and white, and then the 3rd older Fly movie, and then the 2 80s Fly movies with Jeff Goldblum and this one with Eric Stoltz. So it's a feature-length documentary, really, covering all 5. Very, very interesting. All new behind-the-scenes documentary, transformations, basically making a making of this movie. Storyboard to film comparisons with optional commentary by the director. Film production journal. A featurette on Christopher Young, who was the composer. The original Fly 2 featurette from 1989. Still photo galleries, 3 of them. 1 on production, 1 on art, and 1 on storyboards. And theatrical trailers. So, not the best of the Fly movies, in my opinion, but pretty good quality. I got this for maybe $9 or $10. And, hell, for the special features alone, I mean, if you love film and love horror movies, that Disc 2 feature-length documentary on all 5 Fly movies, great stuff. And then from Tobe Hooper, Toolbox Murders. This is 2004 with a 94-minute running time. Probably a lesser-known Tobe Hooper film. Tobe Hooper, of course, brought us the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, as well as movies like Invaders from Mars, and one of the better horror directors. This has a commentary with Tobe Hooper himself, and 2 of the writers. There's also a separate commentary with the producers, and deleted scenes. I know there's an older movie called Toolbox Murders, but this is not that. This is the 2004 movie. Okay, and then staying with even though Tobe Hooper had nothing to do with this particular movie, but it is Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, Leatherface. And this contains the R-rated and the unrated versions. And this has a good deal of special features too. The insert is just a reproduction of the cover and chapter selections. But some good special features here. There's the back cover. Rated and unrated versions of the film, of course. 6.1 surround sound, which is nice, as well as stereo and Dolby Digital 5.1. There's a filmmaker commentary. The Saw's Family, the Making of Leatherface documentary, which I think was about a half an hour. I found it really interesting. We know what to do with them parts. Deleted scenes, a lot of gore that they had to cut out to get an R rating for theaters. Of course, I think those scenes are worked back into the unrated version, but they're presented as deleted scenes. There is an alternate ending, and there is, as there was with a lot of these movies that came out in the middle part of the last decade, there's content for your DVD-ROM, which I guess has fallen out of fashion with more recent Blu-ray and DVD releases. But Now I have all, well, I shouldn't say all, I still don't have the Next Generation with Matthew McConaughey and Renee Zellweger, but no rush to get that. FYE, I picked up a copy of Candyman. You can see it's used. I tried to rip the price sticker off there. FYE puts those stickers that you just can't get them off. I'd like to upgrade to Blu-ray on this, obviously, but found this for $6 used, and, you know, didn't have Candyman. Huge Clive Barker fan, so I went to the movies with my dad to see this, believe it or not, back in 1990 when it came out, I believe. And, is it 1990? 92, so I was 15. So my dad took me to see it, and it was one of the few horror movies by that age. I guess I had become a little bit jaded, and one of the few horror movies that actually did put a fright into me at that age. And I still love this movie. Again, based on a Clive Barker short story that can be found in his Books of Blood collection. There's the back cover. Some good special features, the filmmaker's commentary, Clive Barker Raising Hell featurette, a featurette called Sweets to the Sweet, the Candyman Mythos, storyboards by the great Bernard Rose. If you've ever seen his art, you'll enjoy those storyboards. And this is a 185:1 anamorphic widescreen, 99 minutes, rated R. Love Candyman. Love Candyman. I think I showed you in a different video that I picked up Farewell to the Flesh, which was part 2. And there is a part 3. Whatever. But Tony Todd is great in this movie. Virginia Madsen is great. Modern day urban ghost story. And I love this movie. This is among my very favorite horror movies. Let's see. Anything else to say about this? Oh, the score of the music was by Philip Glass, very avant-garde composer. Oh yeah, the story that it was based on by Clive Barker. The title, if you're looking for that short story, it was called The Forbidden. So that's in the Books of Blood collection. I had forgotten the title there. And written and directed by Bernard Rose, who did the storyboards, like I said. He is a bit of a storyboard artist as well. Pretty cool storyboards. So, Candyman, $6 used. Not bad. I will get the Blu-ray eventually. And in a couple months ago, I showed you that I had picked up the 20th anniversary of Hellraiser. Well, this is the same type of thing. Matter of fact, I have it right here. Anchor Bay's 20th anniversary of Hellraiser. So, in subsequent month, in April, I picked up Hellbound Hellraiser 2, Anchor Bay's 20th anniversary edition of this one. Again, chock full of special features. Has a nice insert here. Chapter selections. And different than the cover. We can see that. And it even came with a little poster. Which is, I know there's glare, guys, sorry. But, there that is. So I was pretty impressed to find this older DVD that still had the poster in it. Audio commentary with director Tony Randall, writer Peter Atkins, and Ashley Lawrence, who reprises her role from the first Hellraiser. On-set interviews with Clive Barker and cast and crew. Clive Barker did not direct this one, but he was an executive producer. Interviews with Cenobite performers Simon Bamford, Nicholas Vince, and Barbie Wilde. You can see the 3 awesome Cenobites there. Pinhead's compatriots. All new Outside the Box. Interview with director Tony Randall about his early career and how Hellbound shaped his creative future. The Doctor is in. An interview with actor Kenneth Cranham on his experiences playing the villainous Dr. Chenard. Very villainous if you've seen this movie. Quite an asshole. New to the U.S., Under the Skin, Doug Bradley interview, talking about his experiences with this movie. Lost in the Labyrinth, a short, featurette produced by Clive Barker. Trailers and TV spots, and poster and still gallery. Not much else to say. Check my video, about the new Clive Barker novel, The Scarlet Gospels, for more of my thoughts on the Hellraiser and the Cenobites and all that. Now we come to a couple John Carpenter movies. The vastly underrated In the Mouth of Madness, starring Sam Neill. It's the back cover there. And another typical older DVD insert with just a reprint of the cover and chapter selections. This has a commentary by John Carpenter and cinematographer, and they list widescreen and full screen versions of the film as a special feature, so you can tell how old this is, that's a special feature. Jürgen Prochnow from The Seventh Sign is in this. Charlton Heston is in this. You damn dirty apes. It's a really great, it's a really cool movie. I know it's always on cable, so catch it on cable if you don't feel like buying it. It's based on an H.P. Lovecraft story. And it's got John Carpenter. I mean, it's not Halloween. It's not Escape from New York. But it's John Carpenter, who is my very favorite. Well, he and Wes Craven are my two very favorite horror directors. So it's got the John Carpenter stamp of approval. And here's one that some people find too cheesy for belief, but I particularly enjoyed it. And that's Ghosts of Mars with Natasha Henstridge, the very, very beautiful Natasha Henstridge. Boy, I have had a crush on her ever since I saw Species. And she still looks good to this day. But this movie is like 2000. And wow. Ice Cube, of course. Pam Grier, who played Foxy Brown and Jackie Brown. Quentin Tarantino movie. This is another great Carpenter movie. Nothing special in here, just the discs. There's the back cover. This also has a commentary with John Carpenter and Natasha Henstridge. And let me just stop for 1 second and say that, In the Mouth of Madness, Ghosts of Mars, the first Halloween movie, Escape from New York, listen to the John Carpenter commentaries. Even if you're not a huge commentary listener, fan, if you're a John Carpenter fan or a fan of just great stories about horror movies, Big Trouble in Little China is another one. John Carpenter's commentaries are among the very best, the most fun, the most humorous, the most interesting. Prince of Darkness, that's another one. He always does commentaries on his films. They Live with Roddy Piper. That is a fantastic commentary. Some of them are better than the movies, really. Certainly not on movies like Halloween and They Live, but maybe movies like this that people consider cheesy. But I love this movie. They're on Mars. They're transporting a prisoner, Ice Cube. And the Mars colonists go batshit and turn into these mutated, crazed monsters. And they're after the crew here. Bobby Carradine, Revenge of the Nerds, has a part in this. Let's see. There's special effects deconstructions, a featurette scoring the Ghosts of Mars, and some filmographies. More John Carpenter type electronic music featured in this. So, again, I really enjoyed it. Now, I do have Friday the 13th. I have the big metal box set. Not here with me now, and I do have the Crystal Lake Memories, the Blu-ray, the 2 Blu-ray, 2 DVD, plus bonus Blu-ray. It's like a 12-hour humongous documentary I do have that, and it's great. But until that came out, this was the definitive Friday documentary called His Name Was Jason. And this is the 2-disc splatter edition with tons of special features. There we see that it is 2 discs. And it is a documentary about all the Friday the 13th movies. 90 minutes long. Came out in 2008 from Stars Media. 178:1 anamorphic widescreen. And disc 1 has the movie and the men behind the mask. There's extended interviews with all of the fellas who played Jason Voorhees. And disc 2, tons of special features. Not as much good stuff as you'll find on that Crystal Lake Memories set, which I will show off at one point in the future if I haven't already, I'm not sure. But final cuts, extended interviews with many of the directors, from Sean Cunningham right on down the line. Dragged from the Lake, more stories from Camp Blood. From script to screen, interviews with many of the screenwriters. The Camp Crystal Lake Survival Guide, a little humorous take. Jason Takes Comic-Con, there's some fan films on this. Friday the 13th in 4 minutes, and much more, it says. And there is more. I can't remember every single featurette. But you can get this for a very reasonable price. And if you're a Friday fan, this is a great companion to the Friday box set and to the Camp Crystal Lake Memories ultra super long, super in-depth documentary narrated by Corey Feldman. This is great. The 1-disc version is okay because it just has the actual 90-minute documentary, but the 2-disc version, so much better. So many more special features. Okay, I got this at FYE as well, and you can see I was a little more successful ripping off the tag, but not much. But the Amityville Horror Collection. Now, this is not as good as Scream Factory's, I know, but I got this used for $4.99, so what the hey, right? $4.99, 4-disc box set. There's the back cover, and it contains, I'll show you how old it is. It contains, let's see, up to $10.50 off the remake of the Amityville Horror that you could redeem at the box office. Let's see. Expires, let's see, the expiration date. May 8th, 2005. So we missed the boat by over 10 years on that one, but that's okay. So it has the Amityville Horror with James Brolin. Audio commentary by Dr. Hans Holzer, who has a PhD in parapsychology. A making of documentary, radio spots, and original theatrical trailer. Amityville 2, The Possession. Flip disc. Not happy about that, but what do you want for $5 for the box set? No real special features on this. Another Dino De Laurentiis presents. This has Burt Young, Rocky's friend, Talia Shire, brother from Rocky. Andrew Prine from The Town That Dreaded Sundown is in this. And Amityville 3D, put out to capitalize on the 3D craze of the time. The back cover, another stinking flip disc. 1983. By the way, the years, 1979, 82, and 83. So 83, right around the same time, Friday the 13th, Part 3D came out, and Jaws 3D, and a lot of the 3D movies were coming out. So they tried to capitalize on that. Not much to say about these 3 movies, other than this is a great horror classic. And these are serviceable sequels. And then the 4th disc is a bonus disc. It is not the remake. It is Amityville Confidential. And it has Exhibit A, B, and C. There we see. Exhibit C is on location. an exclusive first look at the theatrical remake of Amityville Horror from 2005, which is garbage, or at least the little featurette is. But Exhibit A and B are very interesting. Both first aired on the History Channel. The first one is Amityville the Haunting, chronicling the history of supernatural activities in Amityville, New York. And Exhibit B is a separate documentary program called Amityville Horror or Hoax. It explores the controversy surrounding the haunting of the residents. So, really, you know, there's not a great amount of special features on the 3 discs other than a short making of and a commentary on the first one. But these 2 documentary features on the 4th disc make this box set worth it. They had 2 copies sitting there. They had a new copy for like $30 and this used copy, which is in really pretty serviceable condition, that I got for $4.99. So I eventually want to get the Scream Factory set, so I figured it tied me over. I'd spend the $5 and pick this up. Not too shabby. Okay, we have 3 more releases left. Now we're getting into Shout Factory, Scream Factory territory. Shout Factory put out William Shatner in Kingdom of the Spiders, post-Star Trek TV, pre-Star Trek movie. 97 minutes, rated PG. And this is an arachnophobia, a person with arachnophobia's nightmare, I suppose. It's got the Shat in there. Got some Shout Factory advertisements along with a chapter list. The inside is just a picture of a spider, which is scary if you're scared of spiders, which I am, especially big-ass ones like that. There's an all-new interview with William Shatner, a featurette on the Spider Wrangler, the guy who had to bring in the spiders and take care of them on the movie set. There's an audio commentary by director John Bud Cardos, who has his own history. Very interesting fellow, directed a lot of interesting movies. The producer, Igo Contour, the aforementioned Spider Wrangler, Jim Brockett, and cinematographer John Morrell. Moderated by Lee Christian and the producer of Hostel, Scott Spiegel. Really interesting commentary here on Kingdom of the Spiders. Some rare behind-the-scenes footage, poster gallery, and the original theatrical trailer. William Shatner stars as veterinarian Rack Hansen. Now, you know, he's a tough guy when he has a name like Rack. I'm Rack Hansen. You know, some guys might come in there, I'm Rack Hansen, and I'm a but I'm Rack Hansen. Where are the spiders? Spock. In this cult classic about an Arizona town infested with a horde of arachnids that turn on the humans, whose insecticides have depleted their natural food supply. So the spiders are getting revenge for the insecticides. So livestock begin to fall, and, well, it falls upon Rack Hansen to save the day. Got this for $10, Shout Factory release. Can't beat it. Love cheesy stuff like this. Okay, then we move to Scream Factory. Now, I want this on Blu-ray. I want part 2 and 3 on Blu-ray from Scream Factory. But I was at FYE. Matter of fact, a lot of this pile came from one trip to FYE. And they had this DVD mislabeled for, believe it or not, $3.99. In the future, I plan on getting part 2 and 3 on Blu-ray. But it was marked at $3.99, and there was no way in hell I was passing up the Scream Factory version of Psycho 2 with the slipcover. Now, because of contractual reasons, they wouldn't let them do a different cover, so the cover is the cover, whether it's the slipcover or not. And here's the inside, just some production stills there. But this is Scream Factory, so there are some cool special features. There's audio commentary with Tom Holland, who wrote this film. Great horror writer. He of Fright Night, I believe. And then there's older stuff, vintage video and audio interviews with Tony Perkins. You know, Anthony Perkins did a great job as Norman Bates. So there's vintage interviews with him. With Vera Miles, who was in this, as well as the original Psycho. She played the sister of Janet Leigh, who got stabbed in the shower. And director Richard Franklin, as well as a theatrical trailer and TV spot. This is 113 minutes from 1983, 185 to 1 anamorphic widescreen. And I would like to get the Blu-ray, but like I said, this was mismarked at $3.99. So I could not and would not pass this up for $4. And I was actually in Delaware, so I even saved the 24-cent sales tax that it would have cost me. So, can't beat it. And one last release, and it's a biggie, from Shout Factory. In other videos, I showed you my big box sets of the Bob Newhart Show and Sergeant Bilko. Well, this one I got in April, and it's one of my favorite sitcoms from the 70s, and Shout Factory did a bang-up job putting it out, and it is Welcome Back, Welcome Back, Welcome Back, Mr. Kotter. And I love this show. Gabe Kaplan, we have Horshack and Barbarino and Washington and Epstein. John Travolta, of course, got his start here. Just great stuff. There's the back cover. And in usual Shout Factory, nice hard case that won't get bent up and beat up. It is 4 seasons from 75 to 79. No, 75, 76, 76, 78, 78, well, whatever. I can't do math. I can't do my gazentas, folks. No, just kidding. But I'm not that stupid. But there's a great episode guide here. Looks made to look like a note, like a college or high school notebook there, and a lot of cool photos from the production, and date and synopsis of each episode, separated by season, of course. And take a quick look. Here are the discs. Season 1, 2, 3, and 4. And each one, you know, pretty much the same format. 4 discs each, so we get 4 seasons, 16 discs, 4 times 4. The back of each season has the episode lists. On the inside are the 4 discs, and this is even made to look like the inside of a copybook, with you know, what you would see in the front page of a copybook. And for example, this one says, issued to Juan Luis Pedro Filippo de Huevos Epstein for the class year 1978-79, which was the final year of Welcome Back, Kotter. This is a great show. It got worse as it went on, but still was okay. But the first season is really great. And I don't know, this brings back a lot of memories. I mean, it came out in 75. I was born in 77, so of course I was too young to watch it in the original 4 seasons. But I did watch the repeats ad nauseum as a youngster, and continue to watch them today. And I've been making my way through this box set, watching a few episodes a week. And there we see. And another great Shout Factory release. Okay, so that wraps up the the April DVD pickups, and we'll stop here. Just to reiterate, let's see. Sorry, folks. This is a big one. There we go here. That's what the DVDs I got in April. So, Welcome Back, Kotter. 16-disc box set. Psycho 2. Scream Factory. Kingdom of the Spiders. Shout Factory. The Amityville Horror 4-DVD box set. His Name Was Jason. 2-DVD documentary. John Carpenter, Ghost of Mars and In the Mouth of Madness. Clive Barker inspired Hellbound, Hellraiser 2 and Candyman. Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. Tobe Hooper's Toolbox Murders. The Fly Part 2 with Eric Stoltz. Looney Tunes, Season 1, Volume 1, 3 DVDs, 12 episodes. And Neil Diamond, Live at the Greek, 1976. So that is 14 items anyway. A lot more DVDs than that. And again, I hope you found something you enjoyed. And stay tuned for my April Blu-ray update. That'll be shorter. I only have 10 Blu-rays that I picked up in April. And I'll be doing that sooner than later. And if you've been enjoying these, thank you. Leave any comments that you want below. Again, correct me if I was wrong about anything. Tell me what you guys like about the things that I showed. Tell me anything you dislike. Yeah, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Peace, and I will see you soon with my April Blu-ray pickups. Take it easy.